If you have trouble choosing new themes for an upcoming month or new pages and layout ideas to do in your bullet journal, then this video is going to solve all of your problems, because today I'm going to show you 5 different themes to try for January and 5 different pages and layouts that you can try in your bullet journal. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kat. I like to do bullet journal videos for beginners to bullet journaling, as well as setting up my bullet journal every month, and occasionally I post pen pal videos, stationery videos, and vlogs from the behind the scenes of running my stationery shop. So if that interests you, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And in today's video idea, I'm going to show you 5 different spreads with a different theme each, so you can have a bunch of ideas for your bullet journal. So the 5 pages that I'm going to show you is the first one, a cover page idea, then a calendar layout, then 1 or 2 trackers depending on the layouts and the ideas that I have, an extra page idea, and a weekly spread layout. So you're going to have all of these ideas and my bullet journal setup if you haven't watched it already. But let's get started with the first theme and page idea for today. I'm going to set these pages up like it's a normal bullet journal setup, but it's kind of like in a Frankenstein way because of the different themes and aesthetics. But the first page that I created is the cover page for the month. Normally, I try to make the cover page very simple and with a theme that I can easily replicate into the other spreads, because the cover page is going to define the whole theme for the month, and we sometimes go a little bit overboard and it's really hard to replicate that into the other pages. So I tried to think about a simple theme, and for this theme idea I chose Plaid. And Plaid is one of the easiest themes to do because you just do lines all over the page and you fill up the entire page and it looks really stunning. I am using a light brown here for the bigger strokes and a darker brown for the finer strokes on this page. And I'm going to use these lights and shades of brown because I feel like they are really cozy. And January for me is a blue month, but a lot of people also do like browns and I think it looks really nice. So that is the color scheme that I chose for this theme. You can use whatever color you want and even use 2 different colors if you want to, but I like to keep my themes a little bit on the monochromatic side, so I just did these 2 shades of brown. Once my Plaid and the background was all done, I decided to add the title, and instead of writing it just on top of the Plaid, I actually grabbed this piece of washi tape that I had laying around and I wrote January on it with a Kuretake brush pen. I feel like a very simple title in a busy background looks really nice, so that's what I did. And I also decided to add some coffee beans to the theme. This was not supposed to be a coffee theme, but when I looked at the page, I thought something was missing, so I added these little coffee bean doodles, and I think it adds something more to the whole theme. And if you wanted to replicate this, I think it's really easy to just do Plaid all over the pages and add the little coffee beans here and there. And if it helps, this only took me around like 5 to 10 minutes to set up because the Plaid is the thing that takes the longest time to do, but it looks really nice and it's really minimal and full at the same time, so I think it's really worth the time that it takes, and I would consider it an easy theme to replicate to the other pages. I really like the simple vibe of this theme, and now I'm going to move on into my big calendar spread. So for this theme idea, I decided to do a big block calendar. These are really useful for a million reasons. You can use this to actually write your events on, but you can also use it to write your memories or to journal on it and not use it as an actual calendar. It just has the calendar layout. And so I did a huge calendar with 5 by 5 squares, and I added the days for the calendar on a little circle at the top of each square instead of the headers at the top. And since this calendar is really big and it opens up the space a lot at the margins of the pages, I decided to do another full theme, and this one is like wiggly lines all over the background of the layout. So for this theme I only used the 3 primary colors, yellow, blue, and red, but you can use any colors you want, and I actually did a theme similar to this one for March 2022, I think, where I did these wobbly colors with flowers, and I used a salmon color of pink, like a salmon shade, a light blue, and a jade blue, and it looked really boho, and I really like how it turned out, that theme. And this one is also really nice, and I really like the 70s hippie vibe of this theme in my bullet journal. And this theme looks really minimal and simple to do, but it actually takes a while to paint all of the wiggly lines inside. I think this page took me about 15 minutes to do everything, including the title that I'll show you in a second. but there's other ways that you can draw the wiggly lines. I use a zebra eyeliner for this, but you can also use paper to cut out the wiggly lines and glue them into your bullet journal if you prefer, or you can use a larger tip of a marker to just do the wiggly lines in a more faster way. You don't have to do the wiggly lines just like I did. And then for the title, I actually went out of my comfort zone and I did these bubble letters, but they are really like wiggly as well. And I used a dark blue shade of marker of a Crayola Super Tip to paint them the inside. And I actually really like this font with the lines, so this is definitely a theme that I want to recreate for my own bullet journal, and to make a theme just dedicated to this whole wiggly vibe of a theme. You can add more doodles to this page, but I think the wiggly lines are sufficient, and this was my idea of a simple theme for you to try in January. Next, I'm going to create a habit tracker, and for this simple theme, I'm going to use some sticker sheets that I got from Ikigai Papir. Heather from Moshi Bujo sent me some stickers when we exchanged advent calendars 3 years ago, and I still have stickers from her that I haven't used yet because I'm waiting for the right time. I think we have this problem, most of us that have a sticker collection, so I thought that in these videos would be the perfect time to use them. And these two are like autumn and animals related, and so someone suggested to me to do mushrooms, and so I incorporated mushrooms in this theme, but I'm doing it more on fall animals type of theme. And for this habit tracker, I'm going to keep it really simple, and this is a perfect spread and layout for those themes that occupy a lot of space and you need some smaller layouts. So for this layout, I just had 6 or 7 columns, one for each habit, and then the 31 days on the side. So you have this giant rectangle, and then I decided to divide the squares with lines, but this is totally optional, and I'm going to have the 31 days from top to bottom and the habits at the top. And habits that I'm tracking here are fictional, obviously, but I normally track my water intake, if I exercised, if I read, meditation, if I studied, if I ate out some days, and if I hang out with friends. And these were the trackers that I put on this spread. For the title, I just did simple bubble lettering, but it was in black, so it would match the same aesthetic of the actual spread. And then all over the page, I just put a bunch of stickers. And there's no wrong theme when you have a sticker sheet that you want to use and you create a theme around it. I have done that multiple times, and I think that, first of all, it's a really nice way to use your sticker sheets that have been sitting in your sticker collection for years and you don't use them. And it's a simple theme that you don't really have to plan out where each thing is going to be. You just slap stickers on your bullet journal and call it a theme. Really simple, and this one took me around 10 minutes to set up because of all the lines that I had to do. But I think it looks really nice and minimal, and it's a really good theme to actually try in your bullet journal next year. Now, my extra page for this video is going to be a mood tracker, because one of the suggestions that I got on my Instagram stories were snowflakes, and I have never done a snowflakes theme in my bullet journal in these 8 years, but I think that a snowflakes theme really matches with January, so I was really happy to do it. And when it's a doodly theme and I'm doing a mood tracker, I always try to make the tracker about the theme. So for this theme, I just did a simple calligraphy title, and I added some like faux shadows with my Pentel point liners. And for the actual tracker is going to be a huge snowflake, where each branch of the snowflake, it's your mood for each day. So for the actual tracker where you're going to track your mood, I'm going to do the little branches of the snowflake, and you need 31, but because 31 is an even number, I did 34. And I decided to add the extra 3 branches that I had to do examples of the designs of each branch that you can do. The idea is to finish up the month with a huge snowflake with different colors, and you can easily see how your mood went throughout the month. Once that was done, I did the little key at the bottom where the lightest blue is the happier day, and as it goes darker is like a worse day. So for each day, I just pick the color of that mood and I create the design of the snowflake on that branch. And I did 3 examples on the side, so you can have different ideas of what you can do, but you can actually do any design you want, or just paint the line with the shade that you want for your mood. You can do whatever you want, really. And you can also do like individual snowflakes for each day depending on the color. There's a lot of things that you can do with snowflakes in a bullet journal theme. So this was my idea of a mood tracker, but you know, you can create a lot of other ideas in your bullet journal. And last but not least, the last spread in this setup is going to be a weekly spread. And this theme was inspired by a suggestion that I had on my YouTube community post about theme ideas for January, where someone suggested an art gallery theme where like you have the little doodles in your bullet journal and they are actually like in a gallery wall. And I thought about drawing the little art prints and art pieces for this art gallery theme, but I also thought about doing it in a more minimal way, which is the whole point of this video and this spread idea. And I grabbed a sticker sheet that I had, and this one is from Notebook Therapy, that were just full of squares and rectangles and that they look like art pieces. And I put them in my bullet journal and I added frames around them in the end to mimic art pieces in a museum. This type of theme requires a little bit of planning because you have to plan where the prints are going to be and where your spaces for the weekly spread is going to be. But once that is done, it's really easy to just puzzle everything together and create your theme. So I had space for 7 squares, one for each day of the week, a little square for a calendar for like a monthly overview, and a little section for a to-do list. And in the end, I added frames all around everything to just mimic it as the art prints in a gallery wall, and I added some gray shadows on them to just give it some more perspective and a little bit more of a vibe that the paintings are on the wall. I like how this theme turned out. However, if I had more time to think and it was not just so minimal, I think I would add different things to it. But for a minimal theme and for something that is a weekly spread that you're going to look at it for 1 week and then forget about it, I think it should be a simple yet efficient layout. So I am happy with the theme and how I created everything. And these are all of the 5 theme ideas and 5 different spread ideas that I had for you today. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite and which one should I actually recreate into a theme into my bullet journal. And I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and thank you so much for watching.